You go into a shoe store, an athletic shoe store today, they say to you, what'll it be? Air up, air out, pump down. You go to buy a tennis racket, you know, this kind of handle, that kind of handle. You go to buy a bike, a simple thing like a bike. What'll it be? 10 speed, 15 speed, 21 speed, men's bike, woman's bike, mountain bike, trail bike, dirt bike, racing bike. The New York Times, thank you, I appreciate a well-developed sense of humor. The New York Times said in an article that people today are experiencing extreme anxiety. You ready for this, people in the balcony? When shopping for leisure goods. Leisure goods. I mean, what a society we've created. We're inundated by choices. So hereafter, you want to make fewer choices in a given day, but you make them the ones that count. If a coworker says to you, where do you want to go for lunch? And you've got the various cafeterias to choose from, you say, you decide. Because of all the lunches you've ever had, the good ones and the bad ones, the ones that gave you heartburn, you can't recall 20 at any given time. They don't make that much difference as much as we think lunch is important. They don't make that much difference in the grand scope of things. Now, I'll prove to you that most of you here are besieged by too many choices. And please, raise your hand proudly when your category is called. How many here are single or used to be single? I was hoping for 100% on that one. Go with me on a plane ride, if you will. We're traveling from Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles. It's a jumbo jet. There's 500 people on this plane. We're going to be in the sky for 5 hours. Your assignment on this flight, you're 25 years old now still, by the way. Your assignment on this flight is to meet your future mate. And if you don't, you never will. Can you do it? How many think under that scenario, how many think they could do it? All right, picky crowd. Just to spice it up a little, we're going to add in the flight attendants. And the pilots. Now how many think you might be able to do it? A few more, all right. I say if you had to, you could. Suppose your choice of a future mate was confined to the next town over, where there are only 10,000 people. Just pick any town of 10,000 people near here. Has anybody got a town in mind? Yell it, please. Bernie? Bernie like it sounds? Like a guy's name. All right, Bernie. Bernie TX. Could you meet your future mate based on the population of Bernie TX? How many think you could do it? I don't know. A lot of you think no. One time, there were only 10,000 people on Earth. And if they all had the same attitude as you, none of us would be here. My point is, when you're besieged by too many choices, whether it's choosing mates or whether it's various ways you can go in solving a problem at work, the normal human response is to shut down, is to believe that there are too few choices, to act as if there are too few choices. How do you counteract that? You selectively limit the field. You selectively choose those things that are important and stick with those and have the mental and emotional strength to not let your peripheral vision take hold.